Today we welcome Noreen Roche from Epona Retreat Center in Rathcormac. You're very welcome, Noreen.
Thank you for having me.
Could you introduce yourself and the Epona Retreat Center for our listeners?
My name is Noreen Roche and I'm a transformational equine reiki therapist, energy healer, retreat host, and also an animal reiki master and teacher. So Epona is situated in Rathcormac, which is North Cork. It's 13 acres of land, trees, and my horses and animals. All I can say is that it's a peaceful place where people come and reconnect with themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's either just sitting under my yew tree, which is 1,000 years old, or my oak trees, which are there in the land since the year dot.
Mm.
I don't know how old they are. They're about 200-300 years. And it's just really about connecting with themselves and holding that space at Epona for them to reconnect with themselves and find their way.
Okay.
Sometimes, yeah.
And what inspired your unique path to becoming a transformational equine therapist and animal reiki master teacher?
Well, Geraldine, I'll tell you, I was brought up in a place in Limerick, in a farm. So we had horses and we had loads of animals, a dairy farm as well. So we had cows and cats and dogs, everything around. I left home at 18, but before that, I used to ride horses. And one day my horse actually ran away with me. So I never actually got on a horse again after the age of 13 and never wanted to see one ever again. So going on my journey, we arrived in Epona 17, 18 years ago. I was doing my energy work. I was doing Reiki. I was qualified as a Reiki therapist, practitioner. And I was doing that at Epona. And one day somebody came in looking for healing, doing the Reiki. And they had a foal who was very, very sick and who was actually dying. And it was a thoroughbred. So it was their bread and butter for the winter. And she asked me, would I come and meet her husband to look at the foal and just to do it with the foal and the mare. So off I went. Not afraid of going into farms, I was brought up on it, but I was facing my biggest fear because I had left that horse behind me, thought never again am I setting foot around these animals. They're powerful. So I spent 4 days working on this foal with the mare and the owner, and it actually transformed my life.
Gosh, yeah.
We transformed the foal. It lived. But the learning was that the wisdom of the animals while I was working with them, oh my God. I stood outside the stable door. I didn't even go inside, but I sent my love. And I connected with the owner to see where he was coming from. And he was so anxious about what was happening because this foal was his bread and butter.
Yeah, the repercussions
that actually,
yeah.
The whole sense of being present with the animals was gone out the window. So I brought him back, grounded him, grounded the mare, grounded the foal, and reconnected the four of us together. And it was just truly rich, just connecting with each other and just listening. And that's all we did. We stood in silence a lot of the time. So then on the last day, he opened the stable door and he said, you can go in. And I'm there going, yes, I can actually, because I'm not afraid anymore.
Yeah.
And I went in and I laid down beside the foal and the mare was there, massive horse beside me. I laid down beside the foal and I connected with it. That was the start of my journey of where, and I started working with thoroughbreds for 2 years in that stable. So it's like every 3 months I was called in. Everyone was all over the shop and just bringing them and grounding them down.
Okay.
And I knew this was my journey then.
Yeah.
And then I got my own horses because I knew there was something in it that was life-changing for that person and for me, but I needed to do it for myself as well. So I was brave enough. I faced my fears and my husband bought me a beautiful Palomino foal, which was born across the road. So there was the universe guiding me, literally going, there was my horse. And Ruby, the mom, was there too. And the guy brought over the two into our 13 acres, which was ideal for it. But when we bought Epona, we just bought the land to build a house and just for my husband's business. and kind of rented out the land to the local farmer. But actually it was meant to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the two arrived, and then I just found, on my journey with them was that they were mirroring me.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see the changes within, and I could see my habits and behaviors right in front of me. So I spent 5 years literally sitting in front of my horses out in the field, watching my own behavior and watching them.
Okay.
And they were mirroring that back and that reflection. And that's where I learned how to listen inwardly to actually what was going on with me.
Okay.
And then to see it, because the horses have 7 times our vibration, our magnetic vibration. So they can feel it 7 times more than what I can feel. So I had to learn that from my own, and then to start working with clients, I needed to be able to ground them before entering the field with a horse. Because sometimes when you see somebody, inwardly they can suppress it and they can be all perfect in front.
Yeah.
But when you get out into the field and you see the horses running around in fight or flight, you're going, oh my God, what's going on internally with this person? And that's where the life changing is for people to actually see that in front. I'm not telling them, they can actually see it for themselves.
Okay.
And that's the challenge for me.
Okay.
And that's why I'm drawn to it. It's different with every client, and I love to be challenged in my life. So every day is different.
Okay. And just bringing back to that initial encounter with that foal in that stable, when you went to the foal, had you any concept of what it was going to do to you, or just said, let's just do this?
Yeah, I think what was going on in my head, Geraldine, I was open for change and opportunities. I knew that when we bought Epona, with the land and nature, things were erupting for me inside. And I think, when you're working with something and, in the land and the trees, and I didn't realize at the time they were actually nudging me. This is your gifts, because I used to sit under my yew tree with my children.
Yeah.
And they were climbing it, and I was sitting there and I'm going, oh, wow, this is beautiful. But actually, what am I going to do with my life?
Yeah.
I can't sit under a yew tree with my children, they're going to leave.
Yeah.
And here I am, and I think now looking back, the yew tree, because it has a vibration, everything has a vibration, it was nudging me to go, this is actually going to be your life path with nature, working with animals and with the land. So for me, that nudge to go and see that foal, it was there.
Okay.
It was always there with animals.
It was meant to be.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
And what is the core mission of Epona Retreat Center, and how does it aim to help clients disconnect from daily stresses?
So I suppose the heart of Epona is about creating a sacred space, and that's the most important thing. And it's with the land. It's surrounded with trees. We've got hawthorn trees. We've got oak trees. So everything is like literally closed in.
Yeah.
And we have, and my horses, of course, my dogs, they're all there. But I suppose what it is at Epona is it's about letting go of life's pressures, and opening your heart. And that's what animals do for you. Is literally opening your heart to actually see what's inside there and letting go of all, and surrendering really. So for me, I suppose it's helping people to breathe and to feel into what's going on inwardly. And that's all about reflection. So when they spend time with me, they're reflecting all the time and seeing what's going on inside in their heart. I bring it from their mind down into the heart and opening that heart center.
Well, I suppose if they come to you initially, they're obviously open to the changes. And then it's just about you just giving them the space just to open themselves up. Yeah, and reflect.
Yes, and feel into their inner voice. And it's like going, oh, wow. Because I work very much, authenticity is kind of the word all the time. But I do really work on not fixing somebody. It's about just being holding space for them to be still and actually to feel, and it's so important, and I even find it myself because, I was always hyper, there was like what's next? What's next? What's next?
Go,
It was
go,
like,
go,
oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
God, sit still. No, Noreen, you're lazy.
Yeah.
And that's my habit, my behavior. And that's my mother. I know that, because she was always a goer. And if you sat still and read a book, it's like, get up. You have to get up and go. So for me, sitting still was like, and then feeling the energy. And that's where I know when I'm working with people, when I get them to sit still, I'm there with them. I know what they're going through. And I can help them go through it with them, and hold that emotion for them. And the same with the horses when they're out with them. And that's kind of where my equine therapy is. It's like when you're out there with them, I'm holding space, and what I am I'm the messenger for the horses. They communicate with me intuitively, and I can communicate to you then through them. And holding that space for you, yeah.
So just talking there about the equine therapy, for those new to it, could you explain how the equine therapy works?
Yeah. So it is non-riding, so anyone can take part in it, because a lot of people think that, you have to ride the horse around, and it's like, no way. So it's working on the ground with the horses. What I do first is, because, we come with this expectation, and then, it's like me today, I'm coming with this excitement, and I had to ground my energy before I came into the room, so I take people on that journey of grounding. We go to the trees, we, do a little bit of Tai Chi, I do Reiki on them. And then when they're feeling at one, when the heart is actually in coherence with the horses, that's where the healing takes place. And that's where they can connect out in the field. Otherwise, I would not take you out in the field unless you're actually coherent with yourself and with the horses. Because if we did, there'd be, fight or flight, and the horse would be running around the field. So I've learned that at the beginning. I have done that at the start. And as you said, it's always, we learn every day. What I say to people is, it's seeing yourself in the mirror of the horses. And this is where the change is. We're out in the field. And they're holding space for you. And I allow them to open their hearts. Everything is free out in the field. The horses are in the present moment, so they will give you space. So they will stand over there and they might look at you. And then these emotions come up. Sometimes it's like, the horse doesn't like me. All of these little perceptions going. But actually, it's just more that your heart isn't open to receive. And then I nudge you to do that. I nudge you to open your heart, to open your hands. We do a little bit of Tai Chi out in the field. And then all of a sudden the horse will come running at you. It can see you. Sometimes the horses can't see you. And that's where we are in our life, is we're hidden and we don't want to be seen. It's like a shadow. So, and all of these little things, reflections coming in as we're out in the field. And it makes them feel at ease then, because they're going, yeah, actually, you know what? I don't feel seen at the moment, or I can't find my voice. My voice isn't there. And, and so we help them to open up that,
And talking about the horses, how do your 3 therapy horses facilitate healing and personal development for your clients?
So I have 3 horses. So at the beginning I had 2, and then we had a foal born on the land, Isabel. So Ruby is the mom of the 2. So she's a very grounding and nurturing. So when she works with you, she's helping you to ground your energy and to nurture yourself, so that, you can open your heart to love. And then my horse, Lizzie, she's my Palomino. So she was my horse and I got her. So she's golden. And gold is all about abundance and creating a manifestation for your life. So she helps you to look deeper into what's going on in your life purpose. So she helps you open up that energy. And Isabel, she is 8. She is my spiritual horse. She's black, dark, very dark, but she opens up your senses. And she goes really deep into the present moment to see where you are just now and bring you present. And opening up your third eye, which is your intuition and your psychic abilities, but also it's just more feeling into who you are in this present moment and where are you.
And so do the 3 horses bring out different things for the clients, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
So I could be, today I might need a lot of nurturing and grounding. My energy might be up there. So Ruby would come to my space and she would be very grounding for me.
Okay.
And she would help me ground my energy. Yeah.
Okay.
And as you said, and if you came with the idea that I wanted, if you were stuck on an idea or, and you didn't know whether, say for instance, for me, it was like, oh, should I take the Tai Chi course or whatever? And they always guide me. They always guide me. Yeah. And Lizzie was my manifestation horse to guide me to do this. I needed to do Tai Chi to actually ground my energy and to hold the energy from myself and for my clients as well. So,
is it the horses themselves that dictate it? So like they're the ones that will come up to the client, is it? Oh, right. Okay.
Or they would send me messages.
Okay.
Or they would come to me. They would send me messages.
Okay.
Yeah. Or I would tell a story and I'm going, why am I telling this story?
Yeah.
But they would have intuitively sent the story to me to tell them.
Okay.
And
what are the primary benefits individuals can expect from engaging with your equine therapies?
So I always find, right, when people come and they leave, they're more at peace with themselves and they're grounded and they're connected with their inner self. Well, I suppose what I feel is that people can actually sit on their own. They can go out and sit under a tree and not be like, oh my God, I'm sitting under a tree, And I love that because I suppose it's just more educating people really on what's all around them.
Okay.
We don't have to be, going off to, Bali to find the beauty and that energy vibration.
Yeah.
We can find it in our own back garden, and if we just know and we educate ourselves in this therapy, that we can actually be at one with ourselves.
Or look for it and you will find it.
You will, yeah.
And you offer various retreats. What is the overarching aim of these experiences?
So I have different retreats going on. So I suppose the theme for one of them is self-love. One is rediscover your inner child, and the other one is rejuvenating. So the aim is always to create a safe, sacred space for people to transform here.
Okay.
And these are weekend retreats I have, or I have one-day retreats as well. The weekend retreats are more intense. There are 5 people who stay with me in the house, in my family home, and feel the vibration of the animals all around and the trees. And I suppose what these retreats are all about is grounding people and giving them the tools that when they leave, they're feeling into their authentic self.
Okay.
And going away with that energy. Yeah.
And these group retreats, are they like for individuals who just so happen just to be in that group together, or do groups of people come together to do it? Or?
No, they're all individual.
Okay.
They come from all over.
Okay.
I have them coming from Scotland, London. A flight from London is €25.
I know.
It's cheaper to come from London than actually from Dublin.
Yeah,
or
probably
from Cork,
easier.
West Cork.
Yeah.
So I'm laughing. Yeah, so they all come from all over. Yeah.
Okay.
It's lovely.
And in your view, how crucial are equine retreats for supporting mental health and well-being?
Oh my God, this is huge. I mean, we live in such a world which is so busy, and people haven't got time to stop. I mean, I lived in London for years, and when I go back there, I'm literally rushing again. I'm going,
madness,
oh my God, stop, So I think Ireland is becoming like that an awful lot now. We're so busy in our lives with our children and everything. They're just so busy. It's easy to disconnect from everyday things. So I suppose for me is I help people slow down. The horses help you to reconnect and feel into the present moment, and connect again with nature and just more at peace with yourself and know that you can do this, So it is very powerful when you see people coming into the space and leaving going, wow, didn't realize this was actually here.
Yeah. It's quite transformational. So the difference between when they arrive and they leave,
Yeah, and I suppose what happens is when you are working with the horses is you're working with the nervous system, you're slowing down the nervous system. Also, you're being present, and you have to be present when you're out with the horses. You have to focus.
And like horses themselves, they're so beautiful and so graceful. Like up to this summer, I used to have a horse next door to me, and I used to open the bedroom windows in the morning or the curtains in the morning, and there would be the horse. And it was almost like subconscious. I'd be like, it would only be maybe 2 or 3 seconds where I'd be looking at the horse, and it's just like this kind of peacefulness.
Yeah.
And then my neighbor told me that they were moving the horse to a different. I was like, oh no. I actually felt really sad. And she was like, she could see that I was kind of okay. You know, she felt a little bit upset by this, but you know, that's life. It wasn't my horse.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But
I look out the window every morning and I see my horses, and they communicate with me every day to just actually ground my energy and go, you know, and I was guided by them to do feng shui. So feng shui is in the land. So I teach the partnership with the horses. So that's all about just listening and watching the actions of their tail swishing, to the legs movement, to the ears movement.
Okay.
So I literally spend 10 minutes in the morning going, oh, what's she saying to me there?
I know,
now?
yeah,
I need to do this and I need to do this, you know.
Yeah.
So it's lovely.
Yeah.
You know,
A grounding moment for you.
It is, yeah. And
Okay.
it's to appreciate it as well. You know, they're there for a reason.
Yeah.
They're there for a reason in our lives.
And as an animal Reiki master teacher, what essential wisdoms do you hope to impart to your students?
I always say to people, you know, when they come to Epona, it's about being in the stillness. It's not about fixing, and being and watching what's going on around you. Just really watching the wisdom of the animals.
Okay.
And I love, you know, for the first, the Reiki 1 and 2, I do it in the land. I get a lot, you know, people to come and work with me on the land and to feeling into that. And it's, you know, going out into the field and just sitting there and watching the animals and watching the trees, you know, the wind blowing, kind of going, oh, what's going on? And what did I feel? And I suppose with people, when they think of Reiki, it's like they think of healing, you know, I'm going to heal you, you know, you're going to be all better when I, but actually it's the person has to heal themselves.
Okay. It's not just, it's the process as such.
It is a process.
Okay.
Yes. And, you know, we don't work miracles, but when you actually sit with somebody and feel into with the animals and feel into their wisdom, they can actually teach you an awful lot when you're doing this work.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's lovely.
And your work helps clients visualize their direction in life. What methods do you use to help them step forward confidently?
So I combine my Tai Chi and Qigong, which is working out in the land. It's energy work. I do creative expressions during my retreats, and that's just like artwork and that's just really quietening the mind again. I do meditation, so I'd like to do one later if that was okay, just to show you. And also the feedback from the horses and from the land, you know, and together we can all help each other. I suppose it is the intention of what you come with. You know, if you want to change something, a habit or behavior, we will give you the tools to actually help you to change that habit and behavior. But it doesn't happen overnight.
Okay.
If you can go away with the tools and if you can help people to meditate, and sometimes we say meditation, you know, we sit and listen to a meditation 10 minutes. For me, my meditation in the morning is taking my dog for a walk and just be totally and still with the dog and being present with him and watching, you know, and watching the clouds in the sky and going and feeling the breeze in my skin. And that's my meditation. That's my walk every morning to ground me and to go, okay, I'm present now. So I'm ready for the day. I'm ready, whatever it's going to throw at me.
So like meditation takes different forms. It doesn't have to be chanting or, you know, it can or you just be a simple walk.
Yeah, or just, as you say, sit under the tree, you know, in stillness and just feel what's coming up for you and just go, okay, I need to write this down, journal it down, or, you know, it doesn't have to be complicated as people do, you know, sit in silence for half an hour.
Half an hour of peace and quiet sounds lovely. And how has your personal journey informed your unique approach to healing and teaching?
So I've been through my own seasons of loss, change and self-discovery down through the years. I suppose they've taught me the value of slowing down and going inside. Because I had suppressed an awful lot from a very young age. And I knew when I got into this work in my 40s, there was a lot of stuff that had to be healed that I was suppressing an awful lot. So on my journey, I have connected with my thyroid gland. I had a growth there, 28 millimeters, and I've reduced it to 11. And I had given the consultant 6 months to give me 6 months to actually heal myself. And working on myself and doing that, I did. Within 6 months, I healed. I had all these women problems, fibroids, went for the x-ray and told, I had this and that, and give myself time again to feel into the emotion of what's behind that, and working with myself and with Chinese medicine, homeopathy. And I suppose for me, Geraldine, is I took responsibility for my own life. And yes, I could have all these issues and I could have been taking tablets, going through menopause now at the moment. And, I could blame that. But I find it's like me going through my teenage years again. It's like going, what do I want in my life? And what do I want to let go?
Yeah.
And so it's like really just letting go of habits and behaviors and finding new ways to do stuff that actually feels good for me inside. Yeah, so that has been my journey, where there's a lot of stuff. I mean, from the age of 18, I had my back used to click out every 3 months. And so now I'm in my 50s and I don't have any back aches.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I found the root cause of what was going on there.
Yeah.
Because I had been suppressing it for so long that it just used to click out because I couldn't hold it anymore, and I had to take rest and time off. So now I actually hold space for myself, that I don't need to injure my body to actually take time out. So yes.
And is it difficult to marry what you do, which is, I suppose, so spiritual, with the need to run a successful business?
It's a balance. I found it very difficult at the beginning to run a business, because it was all about, the spiritual side but what I have learned is my work is deeply spiritual, and running the center is all about my marketing, my booking and other little bits, my accounts and everything. So I balance it out and I connect with it the way as I connect with my clients. And I attract what comes into my life with balance. So if there's too many clients coming in, I put the stoppers on, and then I have to do my books and I have to do my marketing. So I kind of have a plan sometimes. But most of the time.
It's about balance. So
it is. And I know when it's going out of hand. So for me to run a smoothly business, I have to have a balance.
Okay.
And that means me spiritually inside balanced as well. So
Okay. And what is the most profound outcome clients typically achieve by reclaiming their connectiveness and healing at Epona?
People feel when they're leaving a sense of peace within inside. What I find is realizing that when we're in, a group with retreats, or even when they're one-to-one with me, is that they are enough. And they don't have to prove themselves to nobody. And what I love is when we do the retreats, everybody literally has the same issues.
Yeah.
We're not good enough, if all of these little things, our confidence, and how it is. And it's just really reassuring people that you are enough. And if you open your heart to actually allow things to flow into your life, instead of putting the brakes on, which I used to always do, kind of go, oh my God, no, you can't come in, that's too much, I don't deserve it. And I put the brakes on for a while and then go, oh God, I need to do it again, and believe in myself. So really it is about saying you are good enough in your life, to move forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is the one self-care tip you'd give to people?
Breathe.
That's a good one. The most obvious is also nearly always the best one, isn't it?
Yes, it's the simplicity of it all. And just take deep breaths. And I think I learned that by, doing my Tai Chi and Qigong. Yeah, taking that deep breath into the belly center.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to breathe before, because I used to just breathe too.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my God, I'm panicking here. Can you imagine? Right, I was laughing on my way down, to Clonakilty, because I was staying. It's an hour and 10 minutes, so I'll be there 20 minutes beforehand. Yeah. And next thing, the chaos started
on the road,
10 miles outside of Clonakilty, and I'm there going, my husband's driving, going, I'm not going to panic. It's going to be okay. Breathe. Geraldine will wait for me, and I'll arrive on time. And before that, I would have been panicking, sweating. And it's one of the big things I have found in my life. It is just being present and going, it's okay.
Yeah, just
it's
breathe.
literally okay, to breathe into the belly though.
And you were still early. Fair play to you. And if you could go back in time and give yourself one piece of advice, what would it be?
Oh, to trust myself. Trust what's unfolding in front of me and allowing the universe to share. I often, it's even like, as you said, with the horses, being across the road, from me. And I'm going, oh my God, the universe put them there for me, because if I had to find a horse to work with, I wouldn't have been able to, because I wouldn't have known, and I suppose, and it's really about trusting your gut instinct always. And I would share that with everybody. It's, and be yourself, be authentic. It's okay to be different, and it's trust who you are, and because we're all different in our own way, and we all do different things. But it all comes down to, at the end, it's about trusting and having confidence in yourself to do it,
And what are the challenges you face?
Protecting my energy and my horse's energy as well out in the land. So I say, fill your cup and saucer and give your saucer away to your clients or to people around you to give that saucer, but keep overflowing that cup.
Yeah. Good one.
And when you feel that cup is running dry, take time out to fill that cup up. Yeah, it's like protecting. And I suppose for me to run my family, I have 2 children living at home with me. They're going to college, but they're still living at home with me. And I have a husband and dogs and animals and everything to mine. So there, different energies coming in, and you have to give my responsibilities to everybody. And I, my family is my most important thing. So for me to hold space for them is very important. So.
Okay. And looking ahead, what are your aspirations for Epona Retreat Center and the future of equine and animal energy healing?
So I would love to expand my retreats. So at the moment, I have people coming from Scotland, London. I have one lady coming from America who comes. She'll be down in West Cork. She'll be living here, and she's found me, which is lovely. And I have people come from Germany and France, which is lovely. So I'd love to expand it more, and around Ireland as well. A lot of people from Dublin come and spend time, which is lovely. I find a lot of people feel the land is very much healing. You've got the hawthorn, which is amazing tree for love and protection, and now it's got the red berries out.
Beautiful, yeah.
And like it's the fairy tree, so it's that magic, and when you're in the land and you see all of that, and springtime it's got the beautiful white flower, and also we've got the beautiful oak trees. I mean, they are so strong and resilient, and sometimes we forget about our hazelnut trees. They are just the gift of knowledge.
Yeah.
When you sit under them, it's like stuff is downpouring in, going, oh, will I write my book?
Yeah.
And if you know these little things, you could sit under there and just feel the vibration of that energy coming in and going, wow, I could write that book, couldn't I? Or give me ideas. And then the ash is all about, we have the ash for the Hurleys, but also it's the tree of the breath. If you want to help yourself to breathe, it's really good. And then you have the willow, which is what the aspirin is made of the bark. So if you sit under there, and if you have pains and aches in your body, you sit under the willow tree.
Write that one down there. Willow tree.
So so that's my retreats. I'd love to educate people more on just coming in, and then, as I say, the horses, helping you to find your life purpose. But also I do online training as well on my animal reiki. Starting now in September, I have a community meditation online. I was doing it before Christmas, or not before Christmas, before the summer. I was just showing people how to meditate online, because I had a big fear of being online. It's like it's not the same.
Yeah.
But it is. It's,
You
the
can
feedback.
still get the benefit.
Yeah, and it was lovely. The feedback before the summer, I was doing online, and I was doing it for free because I wanted people to see if it was something that they would like doing. Because, when you're not used to meditating and then you feel online. So it was lovely, the feedback they were getting. They could feel the energy of the land and, through me. So I'm starting that in September. It's like a 10-month online, and it's called Held by the Herd and Witnessed by the Trees.
Lovely.
So that'd be nice.
Yeah.
So that's a kind of a membership, but that'll be up on my website.
Okay.
I would love the animals to be brought into energy healing, and seen as something that we're going forward for therapy,
Okay.
and recognized more.
Yeah.
And I think they are bringing it in. And I was just talking to a lady yesterday in our secondary school, boys' secondary school in Fermoy. They have a dog coming into the school for therapy.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And I just thought, that's so amazing.
Yeah. It's all those little things that can help them, just plant the seed maybe.
Yeah, and as you said like that, the dog is there to give you unconditional love. And if you don't know what that is, can you imagine just a dog licking you?
I know.
And it's just,
a moment of pure bliss. Yeah.
Some people would think it's terrible, but I'm there going, oh my God, and it's just feeling that love from that dog, in the moment. It's very powerful.
Very good. So I'll hand it over now to you, Noreen, just to do a meditation.
Thank you, Geraldine. So this meditation is about grounding your energy to Mother Earth. Now, I want to just say to you, if you're driving or using any machinery at the moment, I would like you to stop before you do this meditation. So I just want you to imagine you are at Epona and the sun is shining. It's 20 degrees. And you're lying out in the land and you're surrounded with trees. So I want you to close your eyes and begin by mentally drawing a line from the bottom of your feet down into Mother Earth. I want you to visualize a spot about 12 inches below the soles of each foot. Imagine that you can feel any excess energy you may have in your body moving down your legs and moving out of your body into Mother Earth. Now I want you to imagine that you are a tall tree, a beautiful tall tree, a healthy tree. Feel the roots descending from the soles of your feet as you send them down deep into the earth. You go deeper and deeper into the cool, moist earth. And as you do, you begin to take nourishment from it. You feel your roots growing stronger, and you feel your life force energy deepening and strengthening. You feel a surge of love and gratitude from Mother Earth come up through your roots and into the soles of your feet and up into your body. This love and gratitude is for the gift of energy you have given to her. Now I want you to imagine you're spreading your arms above your head and visualizing that these are your branches. You feel leaves growing on your branches, strong, healthy, and vibrant. Your branches reach high into the sky, enjoying the warmth of the sun on the leaves or the coolness of the moon. You reach up to make contact with Spirit and gather the energy from the divine source and allow it to energize and nourish you. You have had your fill, so you allow the balance of the vibrations from the higher realms to make its way down your body and slowly filter down your legs. As you allow this energy to flow out of the soles of your feet, you give thanks for the gift you have been given. You feel gratitude to Spirit for the gift you have been given, and you thank Mother Earth for all she does for you. As you give her this gift of your body's excess energy to be transformed into earth energy, and when you are ready, you can slowly open your eyes. you know that you can come back here as often as you like and do a spiritual grounding, and that the earth will enjoy the gift you give her of your excess energy. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Noreen, for taking the time to chat to us on the Cork Creative Podcast. If you want to learn more about Noreen and what she does, you can find links to her socials and website on corkcreative.ie.